Hello there, my name is Anthony Barocas with Stream Tech, and today I want to help you make sure your next live stream goes as smoothly as possible with my top 12 tips for streaming success. Live streaming can be a real challenge because often so many aspects of doing live streaming are out of our hands. For instance, what if the internet connection drops? That's not something in your control. What if your client wants to stream to Facebook and Facebook updated their streaming API overnight, so when you go to use it in the morning, it's broken? Are you using cellular at a public event with hundreds of others who will also be using the same towers? There are many things out of our control, so the best we can do is to make sure everything that we do have control over is ready to go and working 100%. So here's my top 12 tips for streaming success. The order I'm going to use is more based on time, from days ahead of time to right up to the event. Number 12, test all of your gear and test it again. Your gear is essential to the success of your live streams. Testing every piece of streaming gear before your real live broadcast gives you the confidence that everything is working as you expect it to. Your microphone and camera are the highest priority. Connect your cameras to each of the HDMI ports or SDI ports of your gear, your audio to the line or mic port to see if the video and audio are working properly on all your inputs. Make sure you use the exact gear and methods that you will use for your real live stream. The same cameras, the same mics, the same network, everything. For instance, don't test everything using the Wi-Fi at the office and then on location try to use a cell phone hotspot. You need to test it as if it was the actual event. All your gear, cameras, cables, microphones, titles, videos, graphics, internet connection, and more. Number 11, set up a test live stream. Yes, I kind of just mentioned this, but it bears repeating. Test streams are the perfect way to make sure your live stream will run smoothly without any hiccups. They're especially important when you're streaming from a new location, or using a new content delivery network, or after updating to a new software version. Don't just connect for a couple minutes and say it's good. Let it run for a while. Play a video on loop. Check the video feeds from other computers. Turn on recording, add graphics. Do a show as if it was real. Put some real stress on your system. If you have the opportunity to test from the actual location using the actual connection method you will use for the real show, do it. So many times the gotcha is that the connection at the site didn't work as planned, even though testing was perfect. I recommend conducting a test stream for 30 minutes or more to test the internet connection and make sure every device runs perfectly. That should give you enough time to run your test and make any necessary adjustments while doing the test. You can set your live stream to private on Facebook or unlisted on YouTube to keep your tests from being seen by the public. Number 10, rehearsals. Now, this applies more to corporate events than, say, sports or something else, but if you have the opportunity to run through your show with the actual people and the actual content of the show, do it. So many times we get 20 minutes into a rehearsal to find out that we need to change the setup to include an additional source, or we need a piece of media that's not on hand, or we find someone's computer needs a live connection to the internet to play the video that played just fine back at their office, but doesn't play now. You only uncover the surprises by trying to run through the actual show. Number 7, copyrights. If you will use music, know that Facebook, YouTube, and other content delivery networks, or CDNs, they scan the streams. Facebook has turned streams off at the first hint of copyrighted music. Yes, I know somehow other people do it, and somehow they get away with it, but there are a lot of things going on. Maybe they have secured access through Facebook, but I also know people who have paid their ASCAP and BMI performance licenses, and there's simply no way to notify Facebook and YouTube. So if you will be using copyrighted material in your stream, know that your stream may be cut, muted, or blocked in certain regions if you use public CDNs. Now, a way around this is to use pre-cleared music. Both Facebook and YouTube also provide content for creators to use. Check them out and leverage these free resources. There are also music libraries that specialize in cleared music. Any music you might need in the show that the CDNs might have issue with, see if you can find something similar from the pre-cleared music libraries. Another solution is to pay for the use of a separate content delivery network that can be embedded into a website and watched without fear of it stopping the stream because of content within the stream. Number 8, charge everything. Another thing that is quite important but can be easily overlooked is to make sure everything is charged. The last thing you want to happen during your stream is to have something run out of power, your microphone, your camera, a light. Even if you anticipate that your live stream will be short, I suggest you fully charge all your devices before going live. If it has a battery, connect it to a charger the day before. And then also make sure you have a couple extra batteries as well. Camera batteries, a battery case for wireless mics, etc. Another good idea to avoid potential power loss, especially if you're mobile and can't plug in, is to bring a power bank or two with you. This will enable you to stay focused on the show without being distracted by power issues that can take down even the mightiest live stream. Number 7, prepare your media. Using a video for pre and post show is something a lot of streamers do. You can also use a video or PDF in your live stream. Media that looks and sounds good makes your stream look more professional. You can preload videos, PDFs, stills, and all kinds of media. So remember to add your videos or PDFs to your SD card or USB stick in advance of your show. Make sure the audio levels of your videos are good, and be sure to compare the level of your microphones to the levels of your videos, so you don't want people to have the system turned up all the way for the microphones only to blast them with really loud video, and vice versa. You don't want really loud microphones and then a quiet video. You want them to be at the same level. So use the audio level adjustment tools built into the software and do this before the show. Create your graphics in advance. Graphics really dress up a show. Lower thirds identify who we're looking at, show titles, segment titles, and more. We used a segment title just a second ago. Titles are also a great way to brand your live stream and keep your audience informed and engaged. Streaming tools offer numerous built-in customizable graphic overlays. You can bring in a logo, create all kinds of lower thirds, full screen overlays. There's a whole section for built-in scoreboards and countdown timers and graphics and social media overlays and viewer comments. And if you can't build it with all the copious graphic tools built into the streaming software, I don't know what to say. But all of these graphics take time to design, size, pick colors, fonts, arrange their position on screen, and more. So take the time before your show to create and customize all your graphic overlays so that when you are live, you can simply tap the graphic and bring it into your show. Number 5, clear your storage. I always recommend recording your event locally, since you do not have control over the internet carriers, cell phone towers, or anything like that. The last thing you do have control over is the ability to record the main program feed so that if there is an internet connection break, you will have a perfect recording to upload later. This is also beneficial if you want to repurpose the content for other distribution. Chop it up into smaller bits, make horizontal video into vertical teasers, and more. It's very easy to do if you already have the entire program right there in your hand, as opposed to having to download it from the cloud. So no matter whether you're recording to SD card, USB stick, SSD, or whatever, be sure previous recordings have been backed up and cleared off, and your media is large enough to record everything you need. How much storage will you need? Well, it's simple math to know. Multiply your recording data rate times the length of your show. And then remember to divide your data rate by 8, because streams are measured in megabits and storage is measured in megabytes. And there's 8 bits to a byte. Then also have a backup, because If one piece of media decides to fail, you'll need another one on hand so you can swap it out. Number 4, restart all your devices. Restarting all your live streaming devices like your computers, tablets, phone, hotspots, encoders, it can help your devices perform better because it clears out the memory, any cache and preferences. Restarting a hotspot can force it to make a new connection to a stronger, closer tower as opposed to holding on to a weaker one from further away. If you haven't rebooted your router in a while, you might want to consider it, especially if you notice your internet speed is running slower than usual. Router reboots work similarly to restarting your devices and can help make your internet run steadier and faster. Sometimes, there's even been an update that devices have downloaded but won't install until you reboot, so make sure you allow for some extra time because it might take a few minutes for the software to update. My next tip is to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and share something to your social networks so you can help me grow this channel. I would greatly appreciate it. And now let's get to tip number 3. Test your internet connection. When you're getting ready to stream, do a speed test to make sure everything is up to where you expect it to be. Your internet connection is the key to a strong and smooth quality live stream. Conducting a speed test before a live stream lets you know how good your connection is right now, and if you might need to adjust resolution or data rate to adapt to something unexpected. Generally, a wired connection with an Ethernet cable will provide a better, more consistent speed. For the most bulletproof internet connection, I suggest the bonding of available networks for a more stable internet. Bonding is a paid service that lets you combine multiple separate connections to the internet into one more reliable connection. This can include Wi-Fi, Ethernet connections, as well as one or more cellular connections all at the same time. Number 2, start early. Starting your stream early may seem odd, but it really helps with streaming success in so many ways. I typically start my streams 15 minutes early. If there's an issue with the connection or the connectivity or the RTMP code is missing a digit because it wasn't copied and pasted correctly, it all needs to be set up again. Starting early gives you the time to see the problem, figure it out, and then fix it before the actual event start time. If you click Start Stream on the minute your show is supposed to begin and there's an issue, there's 0 time to fix it. Now, if everything is going perfectly on your end, going live early also helps out your viewers who like to connect to the stream early and make sure their computer link was right, that their audio is working, the speakers are working and everything. I have people even start commenting early and I can reply before the show begins. So starting early also helps build engagement. Even after the event finishes, starting early does not have a downside because people can just move the playback cursor to where the show actually begins. Additionally, you can use trim tools online to trim off the pre-show if you want. And my number 1 tip is to focus on the positives. Focus on what's going right, because it's easy to get bogged down in the streaming details, networking issues, a camera issue, and let a problem get you frustrated. But nobody knows what the show was supposed to be but you. You may have a camera stop working, a video file failed to play, a remote guest hasn't shown up, or you may have had to change your stream settings at the last minute because of bandwidth issues, drop the stream from 1080 to 720p to make sure the stream would go through. Well, the audience will watch the stream and very likely enjoy the content without any awareness that there was ever a problem. And that is really the goal, to have happy viewers, and by focusing on what's going right, you can deliver a great show to your viewers, even when there are problems that they know nothing about. Well, that's my top 12 tips for streaming success. I've collected these over the years of producing live streams for broadcast, web, corporate, and more. If you found this video useful, please take a moment to share it with your friends. Share it in a group that you're in with other streamers, and that will help me reach and help more people. And I thank you for it. You probably have a few tips of your own. few regular practices that help ensure things go well. Please leave your tips in the comments, and I look forward to finding out what your tips for success are. I hope a couple of my tips can be added to your list to make your shows even better. My name is Anthony Barocas for Stream Tech. Thanks for watching.